I played cricket for fun with my father's side and at school when I was a teenager, sort of 13, 14. I was very fortunate. I was selected to play for Essex second team as a 15-year-old in a one-off match, you know, because the Essex second team in those days was pretty much completely made up of amateurs, because the playing staff, the professional playing staff, was only about 13 or 14 players. So I never knew at that stage that I was going to be a success, whether I could make it. My dream was obviously to play county cricket for Essex, to be a professional cricketer. I continued for another few years doing an engineering apprenticeship, which my father wanted me to do, so I had limited opportunity to play representative cricket, but I played a bit. I had a very good coach called Bill Morris from the Ilford Cricket School, who was really a massive influence after my father on my game. I still didn't know when I signed professional how successful I could be. What I did know was that I had talent. I had talent in as much that I had what I would call raw talent, hand-eye coordination, could hit the ball well, could move reasonably well. What I didn't have was know-how, and what I didn't have was any sort of structure, any sort of personal structure to move my game forward. Because Essex didn't have a professional coach, I still had the guidance of Bill Morris, who was the coach at the Ilford Cricket School, but of course you have to learn as you go along. So it took me quite a while to gain some sort of structure in my play. And within a year or so of becoming a professional cricketer, I was representing England because of that raw ability, but not because of the structure and the sort of consistency that you needed. Over my career, I developed consistency and a consistency of thought, mind, a lot of the things we've talked about, right up until I had my most successful period when I became captain of England, right at the back end of my career, where I became even more structured in the terms of practice, thought processes, everything. So it evolved all through my career, really, and most players do. And the smart players are the ones that do look to evolve, look to upgrade things, look to see how you can change things. A big change for me was 5 years after I started playing professional cricket. I moved my stance from the traditional stance to the bat held aloft. If people ask me, you ask me, what's the biggest thing in my technical career that made a difference? That was it. And that no coach gave that to me. I worked that out myself. And a coach can help you, as I've said, if you engage with the coach as a player, but a lot of the ideas come from you, and you bounce those ideas off of the coach, and he might say to you, well, I think that's good, or I'm not sure about that. That's just normal. But you need to be proactive on your own technique. It's not just the coach, telling you what to do. You've got to own your own game. So I think even though I was less structured at the beginning, I started to work out how to own my own game and make my improvements with help and with advice, but it gradually increased until almost the day I stopped playing. Alistair Cook has had pretty much an upward graph all the way through his career until 2014, where he was under a lot of pressure as a captain and as a player. Generally before that, he'd handled whatever was thrown at him, whatever standard he played at, whatever task was put in front of him. But rarely do players do that. They go more the route that I did. You have success, then you have failure, and you have success, and then you have failure. But as you work it out and evolve, those peaks and troughs start to level out because you become more experienced, you become smarter in the way you adapt yourself and the way you learn. And you work out how you can learn best, whether it's talking to other people, watching, listening to others. That's all the knowledge angle of being a successful player. So if you're smart, you learn as you go through and you make those adjustments. Those adjustments can be made by someone suggesting, a coach or an advisor, or you can do it, you can come up with things yourself. In the end, generally, you're your own best coach.